James Melendez, James, the wine guy. In this video, I'm going to talk about these three wines: Napa Valley Sauvignon Blanc 2009, 10, and 11 vintages. So stay tuned. So I've actually tasted each of these wines in their own videos, but for me it's a rare time, and I don't really often do a tasting of multiple wines in one video. But this is one where I think it's warranted, and it might be a trend. It might be something I do more often in the future, and that's just because it really gets me through several wines that have a relationship to each other, not just to randomly put them together. So what I have here is Cornerstone Cellars. This is a 2009, 10, and 11 vintage. And what I also enjoy about this tasting, this vertical tasting, is the rarity that is the fruit is sourced from the same vineyard site, that is from Talcott Vineyard. And now this is 100% Sauvignon Blanc, all at 14.1% ABV. I believe the oak treatment is the same, which is neutral oak, 5 months of neutral oak on each of these wines right here. And also seek out the producer. I'll put their website down below right here as well. I think it's really important to look at and to view. And if you're in Yountville, of course, Yountville's a great place, right? Amazing food, and it's a great place to visit as well. So Cornerstone Cellars has a wonderful tasting room, superbly friendly staff, great wines. So they also feature their wines from Oregon. So it's a wonderful producer of Napa Valley wines and Oregon wines as well, Willamette Valley specifically. And there's also the function of age. So age can change how wines taste over time. That is, a younger wine that's a fresher wine may taste very, very different than a vintage that's 4 or 5 years older. So fantastic tasting here. So what I did on these wines is ultimately I tasted through, and I went ahead and just really noted the characteristic qualities to each of the wines. Now, what I always am careful to do is to not look at previous notes or from maybe another wine writer or the producer, because I really want a baseline all into itself and really to characterize without influence by any other tasting notes. So here we go first, the 2009 vintage tasting. So what I'm going to do here is not give a lot of notes. I'm going to actually post a video here for the 2009 vintage so you can see that as well. So now, of all these Sauvignon Blancs here, this is the one that's the most nuanced, and I think that's the beauty of this wine. So first of all, for me, I think I find Sauvignon Blancs to be exhilarating, and that's a really great word. Capitalize it, exhilarating. And I think that's a really wonderful quality of Sauvignon Blanc. It is something I look forward to. I look forward to with oysters or by itself, and to enjoy with warm weather, superbly hot weather, or to enjoy in the wintertime. It's a fantastic variety that really, leaves, I would say, a great imprint in my soul. And that's a really wonderful thing to have for Sauvignon Blanc. So, really highly nuanced characterization to this wine. So let me take a taste, and I'll just give you some both scent and flavor characteristics on this wine. So, that this is the most nuanced of these two Sauvignon, or the three Sauvignon Blancs altogether. So if you've ever tasted starfruit, it's highly nuanced. And that nuance is something I get from this wine right here. Additional notes of kiwi, Meyer lemon, and fleshy white peach. Beautiful scent characterization here of green and golden citrus peel as well, and a hint of cardamom and fennel. So on to the next one. So I gave this wine a 9.2 out of my 10.0 scale. And always you can bring that over and make that a full number of 92 points out of 100 points. So next, the 2010 vintage. I think this is a dazzling wine, absolutely gorgeous, and it's going to leave a haunting imprint on my mind and imagination, something I'm going to remember forever. So this is a very different wine, vintage before and vintage after. So what I'm going to do is take a taste and give both the scent and flavor characterization of this wine. So here we go. So white and yellow peach, bright citrus zest and pulp, hibiscus, almond, and a touch of nutmeg. Additional notes on the scent characteristics of this wine are, I'm getting yellow peach, sliced Adriatic fig, white flowers, golden citrus, and a hint of fennel as well. So this is a 9.4 out of my 10.0 scale. Think of this as 94 points out of 100 points. And on to the youngest of the wines, 2011 vintage. And it shows that, Sauvignon Blanc ages very well. It's a wine variety that you don't have to worry about. I think in some varieties, maybe Chardonnay. I don't want to pick on Chardonnay, but ultimately you might look at that and say, oh my gosh, that's a 2004 vintage. And, I think a lot of people would raise some, disbelief or be a bit skeptical about whether the wine is at its prime or optimum. these are at its optimum right here. So now onto the 2011 vintage. So on this wine, beautiful notes on this wine. Let me take a taste and I'll give you some flavor and scent characteristics on this wine. So on this wine, getting notes of Meyer lemon, kumquat, Adriatic fig, white pepper, star thistle, honey, and additional notes of marjoram and tea and anise. So, and the scent characterization on this includes lime curd, lime zest, pine nut, and fresh herbs. These are gorgeous wines all together, and each of them are characterizing differently, and that's the beauty of wine. Wouldn't it be uninteresting if every single wine was the same? If every single, Sauvignon Blanc tasted like every other Sauvignon Blanc? And I still am in awe about, wine and its complexity and its simplicity all at the same time. Complex because there's so many variables, and simple because it's easy to enjoy. So in this, standing situation, standing room only situation, the wine bottles are most important. Secondarily would be the wine glasses. But for me, it's really, that great experience of tasting through wines, doing these videos, and having that experience of you watching these videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And do me a favor, please subscribe to my video channel. And also please give a like, as well as share this video. More to come. You'll find me on many social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram and WordPress. A fantastic wine tasting year. Again, thank you, and salud.